Hey there, sharks. The purpose of this video is just to help you as you are conducting research about people who are in the music world, either currently today or historically from the past. This video is designed to be pausable at any time. So as I'm clicking through websites and showing you which steps to take, please feel free to pause it and actually go to those sites and use the filters I'm going to show you, etc. And good luck. The first thing I want to remind you of before we really delve into specific resources is this reminder right here. It's really important to be critical of what you read on the internet these days. We want to only be using reputable sources to learn about real people and their real lives. So whether you are using the UDLibSearch databases that I'm going to show you in a moment, or just any other thing you found on the internet, these are some important questions to ask yourself about these sources before you use them. A question like, who is the author of this source, and are they experts? Do they know what they're talking about or not? The next question, what is the purpose of this information source? Is the purpose of it to inform you, or are they trying to maybe manipulate you or persuade you? Ask yourself, when did this article originate? When was it last updated? We know that current artists are releasing music all the time, or maybe they have recently won awards, so you want to have the most up-to-date information. Question number 4, where else could you verify this information? Does more than one source agree and say the same thing? Or then finally, why would you use one information source instead of another? If you're not really sure, like, ooh, the thing I'm on looks kind of shady, then maybe ask yourself, why am I using it then? Is there something better I could find? So that being said, the place I'm going to have us start our research today is one of our UD, that's the University of Delaware's library databases. These are reputable sources because they all have to be peer reviewed before they're published. That means other people have looked at them and said, yes, this information is up to date. We know that it comes from good places. So in just a moment, we're going to navigate away from these slides here. You're going to go to UDLibSearch and find a database called In Context Biography. I'm going to actually do that in just a moment. When you browse the people that they have articles about, you can actually browse those people by specific areas in which they might work or areas in which they've had influence. And so you're going to see in a moment that we can actually search for musicians and composers or just singers, etc. Let's go ahead and take a look at that together right now. So I basically just went to UDLibSearch, which this is the home page. It looks like this. And I scrolled my way down to the In Context Biography link here under Biographies. This is the home page of that. You could search here for individual artists if you already know who you're interested in, or composers or whatever. But I want to point out, like I said, if you browse people here, this light bulb button, these topics are where you can find categories. In case you're kind of stuck, you're not sure who you want to learn more about, you maybe need some ideas. So I'm going to go ahead and click on musicians and composers. Give it just a moment to load, and then it's going to give you a list of people. And these lists are pretty long. I see names on here that are individual artists, Bad Bunny, Sarah Bareilles, and then I also see people who have been a part of some classic bands or groups. For example, here's Pink Floyd. That's actually a group of people. There are names I don't recognize, and they might be people from the past or people I just don't know a lot about. You could click on them to learn more. When you click on a person's name, I'm going to choose Iggy Azalea because she's kind of fun. At the top here, it will give you a little overview of that person, but this is not actually an article by itself. It's a little thumbnail, a little preview. You would need to click this Read More button to be within the article, the biography itself. And I will do that in just a moment. But in case that first article at the top isn't quite enough, when you scroll down, it should, if my computer would load, give you other articles that you could use. So there's other biographies, other moments when she was in the news. There are some images. Sometimes there's audio clips or even video segments. So by scrolling down, you can find multiple sources about your one designated person. Like I said before, I'm going to click here where it says Read More. So at the top, you can see where did this come from, which article, when was it published, 2019. Ooh, that's not great. I'm going to point something out for later. There's a little picture up here in the right-hand corner. It looks like, where it says content level, it looks like a little die with 3 dots. We're going to come back to that, so tuck it away. This is where you could actually scroll through to learn about this person's life, their early life, how her music career began, etc. So this is the first database I like, In Context Biography. You can find lots of people. But some of you might struggle to find someone there, so I'm going to go ahead and point out a second one We're going to go back in just a moment to UDLibSearch. We're going to find a different collection called the Britannica Online Middle School Collection of Biographies. When we get there, you will also, just like we did previously, be able to search for people for what they're known for. Are they known for being a politician or known for being an educator? You'll find that there are a whole bunch of people under the entertainment categories. So we're going to go ahead and go there together. Let's see what that looks like. I'm going to click right here, Britannica Online Middle School Biographies. This is my landing page. On the left, I can search by era. Taylor Swift is not the only one to use that word. Which generation they're part of. I could search for them by their cultural identity, but I want to go for now for known for. So when I click on known for, alphabetically it gives me people who are part of the arts, visual arts. I'm going to keep scrolling down until I get to the entertainment category. Do I want people who are known for winning awards, for acting, animation, etc.? You might want to try some that are music related, like conducting, instrumentalists, musical composition, producing, singing. There's a lot of categories. So I'm going to choose singing, again, just so you can see, you're going to be given a long list of people, names that we know, names that we don't know. And when you choose the link, Marian Anderson is a really cool person from American history to learn more about. Once again, you can see that there's a picture, there's some information about her, and as you scroll down, some of these are more simple than others, but just good information about that person. Now, we've just looked at 2 UDLibSearch databases. This might be a good place to pause and go ahead and try those out yourself. But I do want to tell you, there are other websites that you could use to find pretty reputable information about people in the music industry. One of those places is just a regular website called biography.com. Biography.com has lots of content, and so that's why there's this little warning here. You want to watch for appropriate content. That's all I'll say about that. But you can click musicians at the top and you can find the person that you're interested in. I would not go here first. I would start with the UDLibSearch database, but I would maybe look here second or third. Then finally, as a last resort, many current artists do maintain some kind of social media presence, or they might have their own website. You could Google that person's name and then add the phrase official site or about in your Google search to see if you can find that artist's individual website. And maybe they have an about me section that talks about where they grew up or where they went to school or people they've collaborated with, etc., etc. If it's not their official site, I don't really know how reputable some of that information is, but they will want to have good information about themselves out there, so see what you can find. Earlier, when we were looking at UDLibSearch, I said that there are sometimes these little symbols, these little dice. When you're looking at which article to choose, and you're looking through a whole list of them, and in some cases there might be several hundred articles to choose from, these little dice or these little domino buttons reveal how difficult that article is. So 1 or 2 dots is going to be a simple article. It might be shorter or use simpler words. The more dots means the more difficult. It could be longer or it could use more advanced vocabulary. This will help you decide which article is best for you to be reading. Also, within an article, you can change several things to make it easier for you. You can change the language, you can increase or decrease the font size, and in many cases, you can even have the article read out loud to you. Just little accessibility hacks to help you as you're researching. So that being said, I wish you all the best of luck as you're out there navigating the internet for good information. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Send me a private message in Schoology or come ask. I'm going to make sure that your teachers have the UDLibSearch username and password in case you're doing research at home. I can't post it publicly on the internet, but I can share it with them secretly. Best of luck!